We're getting better. We played really good basketball out there today. I thought we played with energy and enthusiasm. Look, Maryland, watching them on film, they're without question one of the best teams in this league. And we just had a good day, and they didn't. Turge does a great job. I want to give credit to our players for helping them along in that. But we did some good things. We improved. Our identity really showed by holding them to 20 points, defending and rebounding. A lot of communication out there. But I said to them, there's still room for growth here. Some teams at this point of the season, they're not going to get any better. This is where they are. And I'm so excited to go back to work tomorrow. We'll enjoy this tonight, but tomorrow when we get back to practice, I'm going to make sure they know that. Keep improving because it's there. And that's what makes it exciting going down the stretch here.
Have you ever had a player only take one shot and score 1 point and have the sort of impact that Jamari had on a game tonight? Because it looked like he was in the middle of a lot of what you were doing.
Absolutely, and when he got in foul trouble, it really hurt us. That was some stretches where they went on runs. He was not on the floor. Pretty amazing, right? 1.7 assists. He was all over the floor. He was the maestro. He defended. He rebounded. He did it all for us. And to only have 1 point, that just shows you the type of kid he is. He doesn't need the headlines. He doesn't need 20. He just wants to win. And when you have a lot of guys like that, that's a good thing. John Hara, same thing. And he scored 9, but he just wants to win. Played great defense. So I thought those two guys really pushed us through.
And how many coaching moments are there in the second half of a game like that? Because I think inherently it's going to get a little sloppy and crazy. And how do you handle that, knowing that this is a nice win, but there's also, I think, some things that you probably have to tighten up.
Yeah, there's no doubt. So when you go up and knowing, and Turge did a good job of getting them under 20 and putting a little fear into everybody, it gets sloppy. They're doubling everywhere. You just got to take care of the basketball. You got to drive the basketball. And I think for a couple possessions there, we tried to be too cute and we tried to run plays, and we don't need to run plays at that point. It's really getting into spots. Get to spots and then drive the basketball. We're in the bonus. Let's make this a free throw shooting contest. And then on the defensive end, again, unfortunately, we went to that prevent defense, which I never get happy about, where we just let them score. And we got to clean that up. And that's why I say there's a lot of room for improvement here. Although we took care of the ball, which was a positive. We did a pretty good job on the offensive glass, which was a positive. And we shared the ball. So a lot of positives. But there's also some areas where we definitely have to improve in.
Pat, I don't think it would come as a surprise to anyone who's watched you guys all season that you beat Maryland, but what's it say that it was so convincing and you guys were so dominant for the better part of those 40 minutes?
You know what you always look at? You always go back to the first time we played them, and that was a long time ago, and most of you guys are in my press conference every week. I've said to you, if you go back and watch us in November and December, and now you watch us, that's growth, that's improvement. As a staff, that's what you want to be the best you can be by the end of the year, and we're doing that. And you want your players to continue to develop and get better. You're seeing that.
Pat, what did you think of Miles' hot start, and how important do you think – I feel he's had a couple of these now where early in the game he hits a couple of big threes to start you guys off. How important is that to get the team riled up and to get the team going early on?
I agree with you. I think it starts with the stops, and then we're able to push it, and then he's able to get some space. And then that really is throwing a haymaker because you're getting a stop, you block a shot, you push the ball, you get him a corner three, he's feeling good. Now he wants the next one, and now they're looking for him. But it really, our defense and rebounding really dictated those open shots for him. He started the same way against Michigan, and I think that helps us, and it deflates the opponent a little bit.
You didn't go wire to wire last game, but outside of that first 10 minutes or so, once you guys got that lead, you pretty much held on to it the rest of the way. You go wire to wire tonight, and then Nebraska, that's hard to do. How do you think these guys have learned how to not only start well, but kind of maintain that middle chunk of the game and then figure out how to close out?
You know what? I think you learn from those setbacks, Ben, that we've talked about. You learn from those failures. You learn from those droughts that we were having. And we still had a couple tonight, but if we can prevent those droughts and be mentally conditioned or mentally tough to be able to keep getting stops and keep rebounding during those droughts, really that's what's going to propel you to keep the lead and sustain the lead.
With the way that the three freshmen played tonight, Miles, MJ, and Ra as well. Can you see how evident is the growth in your eyes, and how much does that get you excited for the future, knowing that these three guys are just freshmen?
Yeah, I've said it. I've said it. I mean, we have incredible speed. I don't even want to think about next year because this team's getting better, and I'm excited about it. But we have incredible speed right now, and we'll have incredible speed next year. And then those three freshmen are ridiculously talented. Put some weight on them, and work in the weight room and keep developing them. I mean, we got a great foundation here. I mean, obviously Jamari is leading the way and helping these guys, and Josh Reeves is doing a great job, and Lamar's doing a great job leading them. But you get excited when you see when it comes together for those guys.
How much has Lamar evolved through the course of the season, and particularly his efficiency? How much of an impact does that have on a game like tonight?
I think his patience and his pace have really slowed down. I think he was more sped up maybe in the beginning, maybe in January, trying to do too much. And now he's feeling pretty confident about the guys around him. And he's reading the defenses a little bit better. When he got doubled, kept his dribble. The double left, he kept it. Just little things like that I'm starting to notice. And again, Kevin Freeman's doing a great job. Our staff is doing a great job of helping him with that. But it really starts with him just slowing down, playing at a game speed that's best for him.
Coach, you talked about earlier about how Jamari doesn't necessarily need the headlines or need to go for 20 to have an impact on the game. John Harris kind of the same way. Tonight he had 9 points, and he and Mike both combined to look like they really frustrated Bruno Fernando out there on the defensive end. Like, what can you say about that?
Yeah, I thought those guys. I thought Mike and John played well against Illinois, against a really good big in Georgie, and I thought they did a really good job on Fernando. He was frustrated and. It's about getting to your spots. It's about continue to develop, continue to work, and they understand 3 minutes you're in, 3 minutes you're coming out. Just keep fresh bodies on Fernando, and we did that tonight. And they're growing, they're getting better.
Oh, Pat, with all the talk that we've heard about getting 1% better and that you're a much better team since the last time you played Maryland, is there an area specifically that you've seen the most growth?
Well, we're defending and rebounding. That's for sure. And I think our younger guys are playing with incredible confidence. And maybe something you don't see, but I see, is the connectivity and the relationships among the players and staff. I think that type of culture can really push you through to winning, even during the toughest time in January. We didn't panic. There was no, they just kept showing up, kept coming back. And that says a lot about the leadership of the players.
Pat, you guys were really able to take advantage of Maryland's mistakes tonight. I think you had 26 points off turnovers. What can you say about that effort on the defensive end? And now that you're getting the stops, you're still getting the stops, but now you're turning them into points, and I think 17 fast break points as well. So obviously that speed that you're talking about is showing up.
Yeah, we talked about this earlier in one of the pressers. We were turning teams over, and we were doing a great job on the offensive glass, but we weren't producing points. We were either missing layups, missing shots, or giving it right back. So it's nice to see us take those opportunities and turn them into baskets. And I think that's really helping. And when you're not making shots, man, is that to get a couple easy ones, get layups and dunks, man, that's going to stop any run.
This will be our last question.
How much of an emphasis did you put on getting to the offensive glass today? You had 10 second chance points in the first half. How big was that, and how much of that was a part of your game plan?
It all helps. It really does. Turning teams over, producing points, getting second opportunities. I think you guys would all agree. Anytime you see an offensive rebound, it's usually, we call them dagger threes. It's just the way it works in basketball. So the fact that we got some extra possessions, it really helped us, and it kept the momentum on our side. Thanks, everybody.